Well, first of all, could you identify yourself for me?
Sir, I'm a police officer.
No, you're not. You're not a police
Yeah,
officer.
but I'm
No, let's verify that, sir. No, you just said you were a police officer. Right. Right, okay, so let's verify that. And why's that then, sir? Why's that? Tell me why I can't. Tell me why I can't, sir. And first of all, you should have told me under section 3.5, okay, that you actually turned your camera on and you were recording. Yeah, but you should have informed me, sir. Okay? Could you identify yourself for me, please, sir? Could you identify yourself for me? Your collar number, please.
My number is here.
The situation escalates almost immediately when a police community support officer steps outside and identifies himself as a police officer, a claim that carries specific legal implications under UK law. The auditor quickly challenges the statement, pointing out the distinction between a PCSO and a warranted constable, and asks for clarification and proper identification. What begins as a simple interaction turns into a pointed exchange about roles, authority, and accurate representation to the public, setting a tense tone right from the start.
No, your number's not on the front. 7334. And yours is 7916. And yours is 7918. Okay, thank you very much.
It's recording inside the thing.
Which is a perfectly lawful activity, sir.
Yeah, but we need to know why you're recording.
No, you don't need to know. You do not need to know. I'm standing in public.
Yeah, I was saying.
I'm standing in public, sir.
Yeah.
And there is absolutely nothing you can do about that, sir.
Well, just a minute. You see.
Okay, so what you got here, guys, is you got 3 PCSOs that decided to actually come up to me. This gentleman here actually said...
Watch carefully as the exchange develops. When asked to clearly verify his role and authority, the PCSO appears unable to provide the level of confirmation the auditor is requesting on camera. The situation intensifies when the officer suggests that the auditor should have announced he was recording beforehand. The auditor immediately challenges that claim, asserting that filming in a public place does not require prior permission or notification. The conversation shifts into a debate over public recording rights and the limits of a PCSO's authority, with both sides standing firm on their positions.
Himself, he was a police officer, when yet he is a PCSO, nothing more. Okay? And that is the problem. Okay? So, and that's the thing. Right? And that is what you have. Okay? So you got this officer impersonating an officer by saying he was a police officer, and that's the problem. So, yeah. So, I will carry on about my business as I'm allowed to.
We're recording you.
And?
We are recording you
Yep.
on the camera.
And?
I have asked officer to come and talk to you.
Yep. And whether or not I wish to talk to him is my business.
I'm just letting you know.
Yep, no, that's fine. Thank you very much for letting me know. I appreciate that.
We are staying here until...
The tension builds as the discussion turns into a broader test of rights and authority. The PCSO continues questioning the auditor, appearing to search for a justification to restrict the filming, but none is clearly established on camera. The auditor remains calm and measured, responding without raising his voice and reiterating his understanding that recording in a public space is generally lawful. As the exchange unfolds, it becomes less about confrontation and more about clarity, a steady back and forth over where legal boundaries begin and end, with composure playing a key role in keeping the situation from escalating further.
The officer coming down.
Okay, well, I may not stay here.
That's fine, sir.
So,
I need to let you know.
no, that's fine. And you're perfectly, and I welcome that. And thank you very much for letting me know.
Sir.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
It doesn't matter what my name is.
My name's Sipawan.
Thank you very much.
Old Common Lane, sadly I've got to agree with West Area, it's on our side
Okay.
of the road, although the map shows it on there, it's our side.
So you can see there, I was filming in here. I'm waiting for the van to come out. These came out. This lady's quite nice. She's been really polite, really professional. This gentleman has been very professional as well, very polite. And then this one actually told me he was a police officer when he is a PCSO. Okay, and nothing more. He also then did tell me...
Pay close attention as the auditor lays out his concerns clearly for the camera. He argues that a PCSO identifying himself as a police officer is not a small slip of words, but a potential misrepresentation of role and authority to a member of the public. He also points out that, in his view, the officer did not clearly indicate that a body-worn camera was recording, which he believes raises transparency issues. Within just a few minutes of the interaction, the auditor frames both points as procedural failings, shifting the focus from a simple conversation to questions about accuracy, disclosure, and adherence to established guidelines.
Alright. What I'm going to do, mate, so I can see you're filming myself and our officer can put our body once on as well, okay?
No worries. Thank you very much for telling me. I appreciate that.
No worries. We'll start off now. My name's PC Danny Griffiths, 3516 Alpha Whiskey.
Thank you very much, sir.
2839 Alpha Whiskey.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now, so we can see that you're filming a police station.
Yep.
That can raise some concerns for us. We're just asking why you're doing that.
No, I understand that it may raise concerns for you. Exactly what I'm doing is I'm just doing a quick video about the police station and about Hammersmith Police Station to do with why, when you look at the amount of calls that go into the police, that out of Hammersmith Police Station for burglaries and that, it's only 1 in every 27 people then that are visited from that.
So 127, as in
One in every 27 burglaries,
Yep.
the police attend
That's not
in
true.
Hammersmith.
The dynamic changes noticeably when 2 uniformed police constables arrive on scene. This time, the approach appears more procedural. Body-worn cameras are clearly announced, full names are provided, and caller numbers are given without hesitation. The auditor openly acknowledges the difference, noting that in his experience, this level of clarity and professionalism is not always seen during similar encounters. For a brief moment, the focus shifts away from confrontation and toward proper process, highlighting how transparent communication and adherence to procedure can immediately de-escalate tension and build credibility on both sides.
That's not true. I can't speak for the other teams that work at Hammersmith. Our team seems to see it every
Well
single
then,
burglary.
you need to actually go back and look at the statistics then and look at the actual stats.
So again, that'd be might be a question of my superiors. We can't answer that here now. We're obviously just concerned about
Yep.
why you're filming.
No, that's fine.
I'm more than happy with the explanation of that. Obviously, we confirmed you did it because of the high security risk around the station itself.
Well, first of all, can you tell me, is the police station secure?
Yeah.
Am I standing in public, sir?
Yes.
Right. Well, then there's no problem whatsoever then.
However, you filming can be classed as sort of incel, covert incel.
So what are you saying? Are you calling me a terrorist or anything like that, sir?
No, but there is that potential risk. We don't know if you're a terrorist.
Yeah, but then I can then say the same thing about you, sir. I can turn around and say that you're this. If I then actually make a presumption then on an officer actually committing murder or doing rape, okay, I could say that I think that you're a potential rapist, and it's the same thing. You can't.
Pay close attention to this moment because the tone shifts dramatically. One of the officers suggests that filming a police station could raise concerns about potential security risks, even referencing the possibility of terrorist-related suspicion. The auditor immediately challenges that implication, arguing that applying such a label without specific evidence would be unreasonable, and that assumptions alone cannot justify suspicion. He counters firmly, but without aggression, emphasizing that lawful public filming should not automatically be equated with criminal intent. The exchange underscores how quickly discussions about security can escalate, and how important clear legal thresholds are when distinguishing between legitimate public activity and genuine threats.
Go off for that presumption, sir. I'm standing here. You've asked me what I'm doing. I've told you what I'm doing, sir. And as you can see, I'm really chilled out. And all what I'm doing is a quick documentary, okay, and speaking to officers. And as I said, I welcome any interaction from any officer, and that's how it should be. And most of all, when you actually came and you approached me, you are most probably the only officers so far from here that have actually came and approached me correctly. First of all, you told me you're putting your body-worn cameras on. Then you identified yourself correctly. When you take that PCSO that was actually telling you when he was walking up here, when he first came out the gate, there was 2 police vehicles that were coming out the gate. He stopped me, and then he actually told me outright he's a police officer. He's not a police officer, he's a PCSO. He can't say he's a police officer. That is wrong information to give to the members of the public. He cannot do that, sir.
The auditor seizes control of the interaction with composure and clarity. He calmly explains that his filming serves a documentary purpose and emphasizes the broader goal of fostering transparency and trust between police and the public. Then he redirects the discussion back to the earlier issue with the PCSO, who had misrepresented himself as a police officer. Faced with this challenge, the officers become noticeably quiet, offering vague answers and showing visible discomfort as the auditor methodically highlights procedural concerns and accountability.
Is you've got the officer that's decided to come all the way out, and this is what he decided to do. So he's decided to come all the way out to me. So let's just hold tight. So
How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. I just asked you what you're recording here.
Pardon?
I just asked you
Well,
what
first of
you're
all, could you identify yourself for me,
recording.
please?
Yeah, PCSO, reception Hammersmith Police Station. You just see me inside the police station.
And your collar number?
Caller number 3361. my
Thank
friend.
you very much.
All right. I just asked you what you're doing.
I'm doing a documentary
Doing a documentary
Yep.
on
on the police.
the police. Okay.
Yep.
Is there any particular reason why you're videoing our forecourt? Okay, cool. Is there any reason why you're recording the?
Yeah, because I legally can.
Okay, not
Could you identify yourself for me, please?
Sorry.
Could you identify yourself for me,
Is your
please?
address? You have my surname
And
my
your collar
shoulder
number
343.
343. Thank you. And yourself, sir?
I see that there.
5125. Thank you very much, sir.
We're just checking for the security reasons.
The situation escalates once more, but the tone shifts noticeably. A new officer approaches with a confrontational attitude, immediately questioning why the auditor is filming. Unlike the earlier constables who followed proper protocol, this officer skips introductions and jumps straight into aggressive questioning. The auditor remains composed, calmly requesting proper identification before answering any questions. From the outset, the officer is on the defensive, setting the stage for another tense exchange where procedure and authority are directly challenged.
Are you recording the
Okay,
tapes?
well, could you answer me a question? Is the building secure?
Yes, but
Am I on public? Am I on the public pavement?
That's absolutely fine, but
Yes,
I'm in
you
the
are.
right to just ask you why you're doing it. It's a police station, so I'm asking. So we are asking you a question.
Yeah, and
Well,
I don't have to answer that question.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. You can stand here and record it. That's absolutely fine.
So why are you doing that for?
Pardon?
Why are you doing that for?
Because I legally can, sir.
For what purpose? Like,
It makes no difference what
does
purpose,
it
sir.
what does it give to you? Like,
It makes no difference for what purpose. I don't need to have a purpose, sir. I'm well within.
What's your name?
It makes no difference what my name is, sir.
How long do you reckon you're going to be here? So, because obviously it's a police station, cars are going to be coming in and out.
Yep.
Right. So, preferably, I wouldn't want you to be
Right.
standing
Well,
here.
well.
where
First
you
of all,
stand
just
your
let me
first-
say something. I'm responsible for my own safety. As you can see, I'm on the
I
pavement.
appreciate that,
Okay.
sir.
When I cross
If
the
you let
road,
me
I look
finish-
both ways.
If you let me finish, sir.
Okay.
Right, emergency response vehicles coming in and out of this of this very gate here. Okay, when they're leaving, they can be leaving any point. All right. If you're a hindrance to that, that becomes a problem for them. All right.
Okay.
So I'd appreciate if you are going to record.
Right.
let
Well,
me
first of
finish.
all, you're making a presumption on me being a
Let me
hindrance.
finish, sir. All
So
right,
what about all these people that are crossing the road?
sir. If you let me
Okay.
finish, all right. If you can stay to this part or that part, you can record. That's absolutely fine, sir.
And
All
I
right.
can record on that part if I wish to.
You can record, but please do not hinder the gate.
No,
That's
and
all
that's
I
something
ask,
that I
that's
won't
all I
do.
request.
That's something that I will not do.
Okay, then absolutely fine. If at any point somebody does ask you what you're doing here, exactly the same conversation can be had. All right, I'm happy that you're here. You're happy that you're here. You're legally here. That's no problem. Go about your merry day. All right.
And that is something that I will. Have
All
a
right.
lovely day. Take care.
You too.
The final confrontation unfolds as the officer attempts to limit where the auditor can stand near the station gate, citing emergency vehicles as justification. The auditor calmly refutes each point, explaining that any pedestrian crossing that area would face the same conditions, and that his presence is fully lawful. Ultimately, the officer concedes that the auditor is legally allowed to be there, bringing the audit to a confident conclusion. Over the course of roughly 40 minutes, the encounter involved 2 stops, 3 PCSOs, 5 constables, and highlighted one officer misrepresenting his role to the public. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next update.